Hi, I'm Kim Peterson, and with me today is Catherine Evans. We are the authors of Creative Writing Energy, Tools to Access Your High Creative Minds. How you doing, Kath?
I'm good, thanks, Kim. Good to see you again.
This
week I'm thinking about imagination. When I let my imagination run wild, sometimes it takes off in unexpected situations, and I write things that people don't need to see. Do you ever have to censor your imagination?
Do you know the first thing that came to my mind when you said that? No? Do you remember? I'm not gonna tell the full story, but do you remember the octopus story you mentioned at the workshop?
That's what I'm thinking about.
That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah, that was one interesting octopus I read about, and I thought that I was a bit disturbed. And then I heard that story and I was like blown away. No, she's gonna
talk to me.
Hey?
And yet you still talk to me.
I do, because interesting stuff. All right, so what was the question again?
Do you have to censor your imagination?
When I'm writing?
Yes.
Yeah. Anytime. Oh my God. I'm so glad that people like Albert Einstein, pointed out the importance of imagination, because it kind of gives me validation that I'm so off with the fairies so much of the time, using that imagination in the clouds and rainbows with vampires and other things. But yeah, I mean, it's such a great resource, isn't it? I love imagination. It just can take you anywhere. And as storytellers, it's our thing. It's our thing. Do I have to censor it with my stories? Yeah and no. I guess I surprise myself. I amuse myself. I get a lot of amusement out of the things that I write and come to mind. I think I laugh more at myself and my writing than anything. But sometimes I'll get an idea and I sit with it and just explore it, and then the ideas kind of topple over, and it's just, it's when you're in your element of writing and storytelling, and it's just it's beautiful. Imagination is a beautiful thing. So, Kath, as a romance writer, I'm actually interested in how you censor your imagination when it comes to stuff like your sex scenes. I've read your sex scenes. They're pretty hot.
Depends who I'm writing as. If I'm writing as Catherine Evans, then my sex scenes, I write them and then I go back and I rip all the sex out and make the words all clean and polite and quiet. But if I'm writing as Kate Elling, what comes out is what comes out. Sometimes I do censor it. I remember one story, I had a plan. I wanted to see if I got bored writing sex, because I was only kind of starting the erotic writing journey, and for some reason I thought it might get boring. So I had a list of different sex scenes I wanted to write, but then my imagination took over and I didn't tick off half the ones that I thought I was going to, and I ended up with more than I had on my list. So
you ended up with an octopus.
No, that's gone. That wasn't romance. That was more, I don't know, dark and disturbed.
That was like bestiality.
and death. Yes, nothing like writing a snuff scene and not even noticing that you do it.
So imagination, like in general, do you think that, like in today's world, imagination is something that's kind of been lost, like with the younger generations, or just, you know, sort of drowned in the technology that we have? What do you think?
Yeah, I worry about that.
Mm.
Sometimes, you know, kids these days don't seem to get many breaks, you know, just to amuse themselves. But then I go and spend time with my niece, and she's 7, and her imagination is absolutely incredibly wild. And I think everything's all right with the world. She, you know, we'll FaceTime, and one day she told me this story that Grug books are her favorite books. So she brought all her Grug books out and she was reading them to me, and then Grug ran away and all her books were empty pages and she had nothing. And she's telling me this story and it was just amazing. And oh my God, there's someone at my door. You're not going to believe that.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Hang on a minute, I have to answer.
I'll pause. Now.
You've got kids, Kim. How do you find their imaginations?
I love watching my kids play at times. Like I'll sneak around corners just to watch them.
That's not creepy at all.
I'm not creepy, and I don't harass people either, you know. Yeah, no. I love watching them with their wild imaginations. Although they do have their devices as well. I just think, you know, I compare from when I was growing up and the things that we used to do. It's just a completely different world. And sometimes my husband will kind of, you know, complain. I'm like, you know, get with it. It's just how it is now, right? Yeah. Although imagination, you know, is something that I think that needs to be cultivated, even as storytellers. You know, it's kind of like a discovery path, right? And the more you delve into it, the more you kind of open up those creative resources, and ideas could just flow and topple over one another. The more we cultivate and nurture that beautiful resource. What do you reckon?
And yeah, I think, and for me, censoring, it's good that some things don't get out into the public, but I think when I'm on a roll, I have to just write and not censor my imagination. Yeah, cut loose, see what happens.
Do it.
Sometimes the things that come out in your writing are things that you need later on in your story. And, you know, if you're censoring that, you're stopping and creating your own writer's blocks, really.
Yeah, you gotta go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes your
creative flow.
Your subconscious knows what it knows and knows what it has to do, even if you don't think so. So you've kind of got to trust it a lot.
Yeah, it's like your higher self. I think you know, most people don't give that higher part of themselves as much credit or acknowledgement as they should, and that is what it's all about. Like our book is tied into that in many ways, and nurturing that connection, because you know, we have this part of ourselves that just knows, and it's just honoring that connection, and you know, beautiful things happen from there. Yeah. Really important. Hey,
it's really important, I think.
It is really important. It's living at an authentic level. It's living an authentic life and being true to yourself. And we all have our unique paths, and And that's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah, and sharing your inner self with others is sometimes difficult, but that's the beauty of authentic storytelling, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sharing your love with the world.
That's it.
Releasing it to the world.
Heaven help the world.
An octopus.
I'll never live that down.
I'll never live that down. It's a classic. Alrighty, well, I think that kind of wraps it up for today. So thanks for tuning in, and if you would like to get in touch or know more about creative writing energy tools to access your higher creative mind, you can visit whisperinginkpress.com/creative writing energy, and you can get in touch with us there. And Kath, you got something else to add?
If you'd like to join our writing community, sign up. We're hoping soon to be sending out weekly creativity prompts and affirmations. So you get on board with that. Yeah. And if you'd like to leave a comment, for us, then drop a line below and we'll try to get in and answer them as quickly.
What's the question?
Oh, it's about, do you censor your imagination, or how does your imagination work?
Yeah, we'd love to know. So, see ya.
We're getting good at this.